if you are as active on social media, there's a phenomena happening where blue check Hollywood types keep voter shaming people who don't want to vote for Joe Biden because Joe Biden isn't offering them anything to help make their lives better. So what they won't do is pressure. What they will do is voter shame, say things like, oh, for those not willing to vote for Kamala Harris because she's not perfect, I guess you don't care about poor black and brown people. Even though. So what they won't do is they won't say, hey, why doesn't Joe Biden offer health care to people in the middle of a pandemic so he can make sure he wins this election? Hey, why doesn't Joe Biden vow to end these wars so he can win this election? Hey, why doesn't Joe Biden vow to give people a job so he can win this election? Hey, why doesn't Joe Biden do something? Why doesn't Joe Biden make marijuana legal so we can empty the prisons and why doesn't they don't ever do that? This is I don't know. I haven't lived in other countries, but I've never heard of this happening. Even when did this start in this country? It started with Hillary Clinton, that you have to vote. You owe your vote to somebody because the other person is horrible. That's not how politics works. And so I don't understand. Well, I do understand because they're not critical thinkers. They're not deep thinkers. And their life is okay. The Hollywood blue check people are telling you to vote for Joe Biden because they don't have a problem that Joe Biden can fix. But now guess what? SAG-AFTRA, that's the unions for actors. SAG and AFTRA announces changes to health plan and members object. So that's Screen Actors Guild and Associated Federal Radio Artists. But I'm in both of those. The SAG-AFTRA health plan announced on August 12th that it would be making major changes to its health plan that currently covers 33,000 members plus 32,000 of their family members. The changes, which include an increase on the earnings minimum in order to qualify for health coverage. So you have to make a certain amount of money before you can get health care in America. You have to be successful enough. You have to get enough acting gigs, which, as everyone knows, it's a hot and cold business with acting. Sometimes you get job after job after job, and then sometimes you go a year or a half year or a year without getting a job. That's how acting works, but you're always auditioning, always working. And now they just raise the amount of money you have to make every year acting to be able to see a doctor when you get sick.
But nobody's acting.
But nobody's acting right now. They shut down all the acting. It almost is like SAG-AFTRA and this healthcare system is fucking nefarious and oppressive. And like, who in the fuck would ever design this as a healthcare system? When times get tough, you lose your healthcare? Joe Biden would design this. Premiums will also increase with $375 per quarter for one participant and $531 per quarter for one participant and a dependent, and $747 per quarter for one participant and two more dependents. And that should be pretty easy to pay when you're out of work. And if a participant's spouse has health insurance offered by their employer, they will not be eligible for coverage under the SAG-AFTRA healthcare plan.
You know, because there are a lot of people that are able to maintain their jobs right now. Nobody's losing their job during a pandemic.
In addition, retirees will no longer be covered unless they meet the $25,950 income threshold.
Holy shit.
Yep. Residuals do not count towards the income threshold.
How is
Residuals don't count. Shocked, hurt, and angry. SAG-AFTRA health plan overhaul spotlights broken U.S. system. So how many of you guys who voted for Warren still stand behind that call? How many of you blue check Hollywood motherfuckers who didn't back Bernie Sanders and a real Medicare for all? First, they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I didn't want to piss off my management. Here's Ellen Barkin. Ellen Barkin. I can't believe my union just took away our health insurance in the dark, in the middle of a pandemic. Shame on you, SAG-AFTRA. Shame on you. Ellen Barkin is worth $100 million. So Ryan Knight tweets out shameful, but it shows that even Hollywood actors need Medicare for all. People are telling her, please support Medicare for all. Healthcare shouldn't be tied to employment. We need Medicare for all. Imagine the self-employed middle-class Americans that don't have any insurance and can't afford to pay for it ourselves and live on. Chin up. You still have access to healthcare, according to the Democrats. If only there was a presidential nominee who supported healthcare for all people. How do you, the blue-check celebrities who trash Medicare for all and Bernie Sanders, feel about SAG-AFTRA canceling the union health insurance that Joe Biden promised to fight to protect? Seems criminal and corrupt. We are a union, and this was done unethically, and we want real answers. This is Rosanna Arquette. This is during a pandemic. Who negotiated this? The Trump administration? No, probably the Biden administration, Rosanna, who's still denying people health care. That's the answer. That's the solution to this. So now you care about health care because it fucking affects you. But you didn't care before. You weren't yelling at, you're still not yelling at Joe Biden to give everybody Medicare for all, are you? You just care about your own because you're really a fucking Republican and you can only understand a problem if it affects you personally. So this is what I said. So now the corruption of the Democratic Party is directly affecting blue check Hollywood millionaires. Maybe now instead of voter shaming poor people, they will try to pressure Joe Biden and Democratic politicians to offer them Medicare for all like the rest of the world. Anyway. I can't believe they took away our health care. Now, let me use my platform to shame anybody not supporting the guy who would support Medicare for all despite over 80% of his base being what? Watch this. This is Joe Biden.
It's no secret that I support Medicare for all.
I don't.
And that I endorsed Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders in the primary.
Both good people.
But you won the nomination and I respect that, and I am fully committed to beating Donald Trump.
I know that.
Throughout the Democratic primary, you made clear your opposition to single-payer, Medicare for all, and you have won the nomination. But in recent months, 20 million Americans have lost their jobs and many have lost their health insurance with it. Democrats overwhelmingly support Medicare for all. Hope you understand this issue is personal for me. This isn't abstract or theoretical. When I say I'm a Medicare for all advocate, I hope you understand it's because I've spent hours on hold with my insurance companies when they won't cover the cost of my care. It's because I've had to sue insurance companies when they tell me I need to pay thousands of dollars out of my own pocket for the cost of full-time care. And I have a great private insurance plan. I understand what you are saying about keeping private plans, but I guess my question is, what does preserving private insurance really do for people?
It depends on the plan. Look, you know what my bills were for my hospitalization? For $280,000. I get it, man.
Yeah, and you still won't fix the problem. Why? Because you are corrupt and a criminal. That's why. Joe Biden, you get it. It's happened to me, and I'm so corrupt. I so lack even a shred of integrity and dignity that I won't help you right to your fucking face. And I know everybody in Hollywood's going to tell you to vote for me, even as I sit here today and tell you go pound sand. Barack Obama gave me money so I could pay my medical bills.
I'm not new to this. I'm not where you are, but I get it. I fully get it. The cost of my sons were well over $1 million.
And where'd you get the money to pay for that? Did you get it from your insurance company? No.
That's why we have to do the additional things, like making sure that home health care is covered.
Jimmy, he said it with a pen, so you knew, like, when he was saying he was serious.
I get it. And I'm not gonna fucking fix it. I get it's broken. But the guys who pay me money and run this whole party, they want you to stay without this thing. And so you're not getting it. I do get it, Joe. You're corrupt. You're a piece of shit who's standing in between Americans and healthcare for the profit of greedy oligarchs. You're a rapacious fuck. And you're not the solution to our problems. You're a bigger problem than Donald Trump. Because the left will go exactly to sleep when you become president, just like they did when Barack Obama was president. I wish the Democrats would at the very least lie to me and say, we'll give you health care and monthly checks. Give me a reason to be gullible dumbass and vote for you, Joe Biden. They won't even do that. Jake Flores says, I think if you live in a swing state, you should probably vote for Biden, but you should never, ever tell these motherfuckers that you're going to. Keep them guessing until Election Day, because as soon as you tell them, then they'll stop listening to your demands. And it's that a fourth grader knows this, but he has to tell you idiots this. I see one more blue check millionaire asshole fucking ex-friend of mine on Twitter fucking talk about how much they care about poor black and brown people. Virtue signal. It's no fun. It just goes to show you Hitler did not have that hard of a time getting people to go along with bullshit. People will tell you don't ask things of politicians. People will shame you for demanding shit from your politicians that the rest of the world takes for fucking granted. Hey, everybody, this is the part where I tell you where all our live shows are, but there aren't any. And then this is why I tell you to join our premium program and get extra content, but nobody's got a fucking job. So just enjoy the video.